Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Charles, the ultimate channel for coin collectors, history buffs, and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into a fascinating coin that many of you might still have lying around in your piggy bank or coin jar, the United States 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1972. So, grab your coins and let's uncover the story behind this classic piece. Before we get into the value of the 1972 Jefferson nickel, let's take a quick look at its history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design has become one of the most iconic symbols in American coinage. The 1972 Jefferson nickel kept Felix Schlag's original design, which includes a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, with the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with the date, 1972. A depiction of Jefferson's Monticello home, with the inscriptions, E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The 1972 Jefferson nickel was struck at 3 different mints, over 296 million coins were minted. Over 351 million coins were minted. These were special proof coins with around 3.2 million minted. To find the mint mark, look on the reverse side to the right of Monticello. If there's no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. A D stands for Denver, and an S is for San Francisco. One of the biggest factors in determining the value of your 1972 nickel is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70. A heavily circulated coin with worn details might be worth only its face value of 5 cents. Or higher, with sharp details and no visible wear, can fetch higher prices from collectors. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1972 Jefferson nickel exciting for collectors. Errors and varieties. Some of the errors to look out for include, if the design is not properly centered, these coins can be worth $10 to $50, depending on the severity. When die impressions appear faintly on the opposite side, these can be worth $5 to $25. Look closely at the mint mark under a magnifying glass. A double impression of the mint mark can increase the value significantly. Always keep an eye out for these rare errors because they're the real treasure in coin collecting. Alright, let's get to the big question: how much is the 1972 Jefferson nickel worth today? Here's a quick breakdown. These are typically worth 5 to 10 cents due to their high mintage. These coins can sell for around $1 to $2. These can fetch $15 to $30 or more at auctions. These are generally worth $1 to $3, depending on their condition. If you have a 1972 Jefferson nickel, make sure to store it properly. Use airtight holders or coin flips to prevent tarnishing and damage. And don't forget to handle your coins by the edges to avoid leaving fingerprints. Certainly. Here's a more in-depth history of the United States 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1972, including the background on its introduction, design, and its place in American coinage. To understand the 1972 Jefferson nickel, we first need to take a quick dive into its historical roots. Let's rewind to the early 1930s, during the Great Depression. The U.S. government needed to replace the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. In 1938, the U.S. Mint sought to create a new 5-cent coin, and the Jefferson nickel was born. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, and its design has remained largely unchanged since then. Schlag, a German-born artist, won a public competition for the coin's design. His winning entry featured Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. This was a nod to Jefferson's role. Portraits in U.S. coinage. Surrounding Jefferson's profile, you'll see the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year of minting, in this case, 1972. On the back, or reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. This side is significant because it highlights the architectural achievement of Jefferson's estate, symbolizing his lasting influence on the U.S. and its development. By the time 1972 came around, the Jefferson nickel had been a steady part of American currency for over 30 years. That year, the mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels. The 1972 version was minted in the same manner as previous years, with 3 mint locations involved in production. Interestingly, the 1972 coin saw a rise in the number of proof nickels, coins struck specifically for collectors. These proof versions are struck with specially polished dies, making them have a mirror-like finish that's different from regular circulation nickels. During 1972, the United States economy was recovering from inflation, which had affected the value of various coins, including the nickel. The mint's focus was on ensuring the continued circulation of these low-value coins despite the rising costs of metal production. This led to some interesting developments in the coin's production and in how these coins have been perceived over time. Though the 1972 nickel itself did not feature any major changes in design, its significance lies in the millions of these coins that entered circulation, and many are still out there today, quietly awaiting discovery by collectors. Even though the 1972 Jefferson nickel might not stand out as dramatically as other coin releases, it is still a vital piece of American history. The Jefferson nickel has been through numerous design changes over the years, but the overall design featuring Jefferson's portrait and Monticello has stood the test of time. The design remained essentially unchanged until the 2004 Westward Journey nickel series, and even then, the main elements were retained. So, while the 1972 Jefferson nickel may not be as rare as some other coins or feature flashy new designs, it's a great piece to own for any collector who loves American history. It's also a reminder of how even the simplest designs can have a lasting impact on our culture and coinage. The condition or grade of a coin plays a critical role in its value. The 1972 Jefferson nickel, like all coins, is graded based on its wear and overall appearance. Here's an overview of the grading system for this coin and how condition affects its value. Now, let's dive into the important topic of coin condition. If you've ever wondered how much your 1972 Jefferson nickel might be worth, you'll need to understand how its condition or grade is determined. Coin grading is an essential part of the hobby and helps collectors assess the value of a coin. Coins are graded using a system called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1, poor, to 70, perfect mint state. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. But how do we determine the grade? Well, let's break it down for the 1972 Jefferson nickel. First up, let's look at low-grade coins, or those in circulated condition. These coins have been in circulation for years, passing through many hands, and have noticeable wear. When grading a 1972 Jefferson nickel in low grades, such as good, G4, or very good, VG8, you'll notice that low-grade Jefferson nickels from 1972 are worth face value or very close to it. In a good, G4, grade, the coin may sell for around 5 to 10 cents. The very good, VG8, grade might fetch a slightly higher value, but still, it's not much more than face value. Now, let's take a look at coins in mid-grade condition. These coins have experienced some wear but still retain some of their original details. What to look for: a high-grade, mint state, MS-65, 1972 Jefferson nickel could be worth $15 to $30 or more. The value increases significantly as the grade gets higher. Coins in MS-70, which are in perfect condition, are incredibly rare and can reach hundreds of dollars, though this is unlikely for a 1972 coin. Lastly, we have proof coins, which are made for collectors and are not meant for general circulation. The 1972 Jefferson nickel struck at the San Francisco Mint was produced as a proof coin with a mirror-like finish and higher quality minting process. These coins are typically flawless or nearly flawless, often graded as PR 65 or higher. If you come across one of these, you could be looking at a $1 to $3 value or more, depending on its grade. If Jefferson's face or Monticello is barely visible, it's a low grade. Is the coin still shiny, or is it dull and worn? Scratches, dings, and other signs of circulation lower the grade. If you're ever unsure, you can always have your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC to get an official certification of its condition. That wraps up our deep dive into the condition of the 1972 Jefferson nickel. Whether you found a well-worn coin or a mint condition beauty, understanding its grade can really impact how much it's worth. So, keep an eye out for those rare gems. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin tips right here on Old Charles. Happy collecting, and see you next time.